and I've got another little bit of time on the Tiguan. So you see those wheels; those are winter wheels and winter tires that I put on it. So then that turned into an ordeal. I went to Canadian Tire, which is, Canadian Tire. There's still tires there, but they couldn't do anything before December 20th. So they said I could take the tires and wheels with me, and I decided to do that. Had to make a trip from. They didn't have enough in Charlottetown, so I had to drive up to Summerside to get them, and brought them home into the shop and mounted them on with my little, my hand-powered tire mounting business, and then I balanced them up. So, and I also put a new battery in it. Now, why would I do all that stuff? Well, I want to make a trip to Ontario next week, and I want to get there and back in one piece. Winter tires would be integral of that. So that's why I've done that, and I'll likely take you along on that journey, and we'll figure out from there. So there, that's it for this one, and I'll see you next time. Okay, here's something a little bit sidetracked today. There's the Hillman up there, and those tires look way too big for the Hillman, don't they? They're for the Tiguan. Now I wanted to put winter tires with steel wheels onto the Tiguan this year because I want to make a trip to Ontario in the winter, which coming up soon. So I went into the store to see if they could do it for me at the store, not before Christmas. So I said, well, I'll just take the wheels and the tires home and do it myself, which might be a good idea, might be a real bad idea. So I'll get them mounted on, and then I've got a static balancer. I'll get them balanced up reasonably well, and then see if they actually fit on the car, right? I think they do. They look like the same thing. Anyhow, nice black wheels, and they're made in China, of course, like everything. So I need to put stems in, and then I need to put the tires on. So I'll get at that. Yeah, now it looks like these care about what direction they go. See that chevron is pointing that way? So, and then there's a little arrow on here somewhere, yeah. I think this arrow means it points that way. It doesn't say rotation on it anywhere that I can see. I haven't. Maybe I'm just missing it. But I think that rotation must be that way. Let me just get a tire with a good light on. Same on each side, except this little tag is on one side only. But those ones are pointing that way. So the other two, I'll point them the other way. And so these will be on the right hand side of the car. These will be on the left hand side of the car. I'll have to put a marker on that so I know. Whoops, anybody that's watched me do tires on this little machine here that I have in the past, these are a bit different because they're brand new and bigger rims, like they're 17-inch rims, and brand new tires, which they're stiff. But so I had brand new tires on before. They were on 14-inch rims, and I think the biggest ones I had were 14-inch rims that I did on here. And so they're pretty simple. These ones are, got to be just about Mr. Muscle Man to do it. But I'll get it started. The bottom part goes on easy. You just pop it on there. The top part is difficult to get on. I'll show you what I do to make it happen. Clamp in here, just on the bead there, and that'll keep it from, like what I was doing was chasing it around, right? And chasing around, and then use that big thing there. See if this is high enough for you to see anything. Oh yeah. So now that clamp is here, Now when I was a kid, I had a job at Kimball Irving Station. Kimball, he was a Charlottetown character, and he sold cars and had a service station. So in the daytime, when I was working like after school and stuff like that, after school, and now I'm working after school, like any time that I was sort of a grease monkey or else like I'd help the mechanic in the garage part, or else wash cars, or else if I wasn't busy I'd be out pumping gas. But we had fun. Anyhow, that's how that went on there. Now I'll just pop it full of air. I'll show you that because it's halfway interesting. Might as well see it. Let's see if I can get this in a spot where it'll hold again. Can you see that? Yeah. So it's gonna pop, make a big bang. But I did run this kind of back then that's what we had for a tire changing machine. Then one summer, then one year we got a pneumatic one. Boy, that was good. 1, 2 pop. And the tire says don't fill it over 40 pounds when you're inflating it onto the rim for whatever reason. There's a little valve that goes in it. Fast enough not to let it pop into your eye. That was the last one, I'm sorry. Yeah, there, that one's on now, and so that's one more to go, and then I'll balance them. So I put them up to 32 pounds, 32 or 33 pounds PSI, and the book or the car says it wants 40 pounds, but it's got little skinny tires on the car that are only this high, so I kind of think that 40 pounds is more than it really needs to have for this kind of tire. Okay, now I marked the 2 left ones with an L on, like an L there on that one and an L here on this one, so that I know which ones go to the left side, and if they're no marked, they go to the right side. Here's the tire balancer, so it just, you put them on there and balance them up. I'll show you as I get along. This is spring loaded, so it goes down and then this cone comes into the wheel. Hang on, I'll show you. There you go. Hang on, here they come. These tires are heavier than the usual ones. But that's right. You put it on and it centers itself on the cone. Law. That's good. And I'll let it just wiggle around there for a little while, and it'll sort itself down to the right height. Then I use my laser leveler. That one there is pretty nicely balanced the way it sits. I'll get my laser level out. We'll just see. Yeah. So now I've got the laser thing there, and then where's my caliper? Here it is. Then now that this has stopped moving, you see on the caliper, I get the little red line, right? So I'll measure to the inside of that rim, or just the edge of the rim, and then that shall tell me if it's where it needs some weight on it. Now this one here, just by luck and by happenstance, it's nicely balanced. Like there's right there, you see where the line is right there on it, and across the other side of the tire it's virtually the same place. Crossing this side of the tire, same place. Crossing this side of the tire, same place. So that tire is nicely balanced. I'm just lucky there, I guess. So I'll do the rest of them. If I find one out, I'll find one that's not well balanced, or I likely will, then I'll show you. Not so lucky on tire number 2. So if you look here, see where that little line comes through there? And over here, I don't know if you can see that far over, but it comes a 1/4 inch higher. So this side here, the same as that. This side here is virtually the same as this. So right there, it needs a bit of weight to push it down. So I'll just get a weight and I'll put it on it, and we'll see if we can measure it again. So there's how much weight it takes to balance it. Need that many of them. So I'll put half of them on this side and half of them on the inside. There's the weights there, and there's, I don't know if you can see underneath here. Where are they? Right here? Yeah, down here. Right there on that side. Now I'll just let that wobble around for a second here. So, see where the line is there? And now the line is basically the same spot there, same spot there. Not perfect, this stuff, but it's pretty close. So that should be fairly good for the driving I do. Tire number 3, we'll see how we make out. So you'll notice that like it wobbles fairly easily, and then it'll keep on going for a while. When I first got this machine, if you hit it like that, it would hardly move. And if you go watch a channel called Mad Ginger Customs or something, yeah, Mad Ginger Customs, he took one of these and fixed it so that it does work as well as this one does, and that's where I found out how to fix it to make it work right. Basically, you got to just drill out the hole on the inside. Right underneath there, there's a hole that's not quite big enough to allow the thing to pendulum. Anyway, I'll get this one done. Yeah, I was only lucky with that one wheel that was balanced to start with. The rest of them took about the same amount of weight on each one to balance them up, and they came out all right. Now, one clue is to when you go to, if you're using these sticky things like that sticky stuff there, if you want that to stay, hit the rim with a bit of brake clean. Make sure there's no soap residue or left over, right down in here. There you can see where those are held on by adhesives, right? And so if you want them to stay on there, make sure that where they're sticking to is clean with no soap residue. I found out by wasting a couple of packs, right? Oh well, live and learn. Anyway, that's the balancing thing. Seems to work pretty nicely when it's figured out. I'll just show you here underneath. This part here comes off, and it just sits on that little tiny pin right there. I don't know, can you see that pin? So that little pin there is steel, hardened steel pin, and it sits inside here, up in there, and that hole at the very top wasn't big enough to allow the thing to shake back and forth, or to wander back and forth, and so then of course it's not gonna, like that, it should do that. If you get one out of the store and put it on and it doesn't do that, then that hole's not big enough in there, and you just make the hole bigger, and it works great. And then this thing here is also, like, you can get that, like you can see right there, that the little bubble's right in the middle there. So you can also do it just by the bubble, but I use that thing and the laser thing because it just seems to make it work better. Anyway, that's balancing wheels 101 again. So tomorrow I'll put them on the car and see how they look. And yes, I did find the little thing that says rotation this way. So rotation is that way along the chevron.
I found a little symbol here somewhere on the tire.
Very, very difficult to find. Likely eagle-eyed guys will see it when they're looking at the video that I missed out on, but anyway, it's there. Yeah, okay, there's one tire on, and same height as these tires here. So I'll roll these into there and get the rest of the tires mounted and show you. That's left hand side. Well, that's where that tire goes. Got the car warming up because I've got a new battery for it too that I'm going to stick in before I finish all this. And there we go. Yeah, doesn't that look unremarkable? Hey. Anyway, that's nice to have winter tires on there. There's the summers. Well, they're all seasons, but they don't have not much of a grip for an all season. I think they're good for rain. 3 seasons, we'll say. Summer, fall, and spring. But winter, put some grippers on it. Anyhow, I'll take it for a little spin. I've torqued all the tires up to, 80? No, 90. Up to 90. Torqued them all to 90. Hang on, I'll get going here. Scrapey sounds? No, it's absolutely normal. And turn the wheel all the way the other way. Oops. Put it in gear, darn. And absolutely normal. Okay, take it for a spin around the block and see how things feel. See if it hasn't yelled at me yet that the tires are the wrong. It counts revolutions to see if the tires are in the right spot. There we are at home, right? Okay. Usually I'm going out here in some sort of a junker car that trying out to see if it'll run. This time here it's a real car. Well, my daily car. Bought this car in 2017 or 2016. It was new, and it's been very reliable. That feels normal. So I think we're fine. I'll just go down to the church and back. So when I bought this car, I figured we'd run it for 5 years and get another one, but it's been well over 5 years now, and the battery has it's got the original battery in it, so it's just the last few days in the cold it's been a little bit, wanting not to turn, but it does start it. So I bought a new battery for it the other day. I'll stick that in before the end of the day today. But it's nicer to be out and get warmed up in the car for a little bit instead of out in the cold. Yeah, so things are absolutely, feels good. Goes straight. No weird noises, no road noises. Maybe I'll leave these tires on all the time, but they're not very wide. Like, they're pretty skinny compared to the tires that were on it. I imagine these things will, like, the car's got 129,000 kilometers on it, so that's, not even 100,000 miles. Well, yeah, it's just over 100,000 miles. Maybe it's 62. Yeah, 62 and 62 is 124 is 100,000, right? So it's got 100,000 miles on it, and got lots to go, I think. Doesn't seem to be wanting to stop, so I'll just keep on running it until the doors fall off it, and then I'll fix the doors, right? Okay, so that's pretty good. I'm happy with it. See you later. Yeah, there's the old battery out of it. That's been in there since 2016, really. Now it's 2024, now 25 next week, in a couple of weeks. New battery's hidden away in there. Whoops, I gotta get that into the right spot there. There we go. Pretty close. And trapped for 10mm wrenches right here. It fell down in between the fender there, so that'll be rattling around until I someday take this headlight off and be able to reach in there with a magnet. I tried reaching from above with the magnet, but nope, no luck. Well, let's see if it take the hood down, right? I checked the oil. The oil's fine. Oil's always fine because these things just don't use any oil. Okay. See if it comes back to life and reprogram everything in it. Well, there, the door's open. It knows the door's open. Knows the key's on. And well, I guess everything's back to normal. Yeah. See if the phone comes on. Yeah, it knows my phone is here. So, yeah, that's normal. Everything's normal. So, there you go. I'll take it for a little spin, make sure everything works right. Yeah, we'll try out the grippy tires on a, what do you call this, a heritage road. It would be. Looks like people are walking back and forth down here for exercise. Anyway, this goes down to another beach. Beach where we usually launch the boat from, or we sometimes launch the boat from. Seems to be everything's okay. Huh, there used to be a building there. Been a while since I've been down here. Well, I guess we'll just go out here and turn around. It can't hurt. Anyway, that's the West River there. And looks absolutely normal. Ice is forming. So anyway, there's a different beach. There you go. So that's, I've made well, 30 kilometers I'd say since I changed the tires, and nice little spin around the block sort of thing. Okay. Oops, there. I'll check the speed compared to the GPS. I'm 80 right on down here and 79 right here, so within a kilometer. So that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. The tire size might be not exactly the same. 82 it says up here, and it looks like just over 80 down the one down below. So can you see that? That's just like one of those GPS apps on the phone. So good for telling how fast you're going anyhow. So there you go. Yeah, there, made the trip. I'm gonna get my torque wrench out and I'll just re-torque them because it's got like 50 kilometers on since I started. So we'll just torque them up and see if anything's changed. There, so I have it set to, yeah, got it set to 90. That's pretty good. Yeah, they're all happy. That one turned a tiny bit. That one turned a tiny bit. That one turned a tiny bit. turned a tiny bit. That one turned a tiny bit, so that's alright, I'll let them be. Yeah, so that's tires looked after, and car, the jack and everything like that looked after. I'll dismantle my tire machine and put it back in its little corner there. And I've dismantled the balancing machine and put it back in its little corner. I cover it up with a shopping bag. Keep the dust out of it. And now I'll go back to the task at hand here on the Hillman. But that's enough for Tiguan for this one, and we'll see you later.